MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good Thursday morning. How is everyone feeling? Got a lot of activity already started here on comments.
I know. Everybody's up and at 'em this morning. And
you done got your sparkly earrings out for a Thursday?
Yes, I did. I was in a big hurry like usual, but, this morning. So anyway, I'm up.
I don't know which ear. It may be this ear, but one of my ears as a kid when I was in high school, grade school, I had a freckle or something on an ear, and they used to tease me that I had an earring, and it'd make me so mad. And they knew it would. That was my hot button.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would never wear an earring. I don't care who does it.
In an earring.
That is not my style.
Yeah.
I guess there's a lot of guys that do that, but not I. I'm more flannel and cowboy hats. You'll never catch me with that.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, I can't see you with any earrings. So.
No, I'm going to skip that adventure. Well, the big news I think that everybody is going is, okay, what is happening with the weather? And I forgot to do this because I had to make some changes. Let me pull this up and let's discuss what we do know at this point. Now, from the Weather Channel through the National Weather Service, it's been named. The Weather Channel has officially named the storm Izzy. Winter Storm Izzy is a coming.
Goodness.
Is that a good way to say it?
And it's looking like we might see a little more than we thought.
There's a possibility. Let's pull this up and look at this. Now, this is what the Weather Channel overview looks like. This purple is a mixture of snow and ice. Now, if you dig into that, right there is Meridian, and it's green south, all of it, some west, and a little bit north. So and every weather discussion that you go with the forecasters, when it gets to Saturday night, they go, okay, we don't know anything past Saturday night.
Right.
It's going to change. But here's the concrete, what we do know. The National Weather Service out of Memphis has put it down as far as Aberdeen. 1 inch of snow for Aberdeen and northward, Oxford, Tupelo, all of this area will see 1 inch. And then right over here at the line, 1 to 2 inches right there at Memphis. Above Memphis, 2 to 3 inches. Jackson, Tennessee, 2 to 3 inches. And that's what we've got. Now let's look at Alabama. This is what we're looking at, northern Alabama. You'll see here they're conservative when it comes through Sunday night, that it's going away. It'll be quick. Now, this is Alabama. They're putting it north of Tuscaloosa of getting accumulation. Limited, but anything, if you plan on traveling north of the Meridian area, come Saturday night, you better be extremely careful because something is happening. We don't know everything that's going to happen. Yeah. I cannot sit here and tell you nothing will happen in Meridian with a straight face. I don't know that. This could very well change, and we get a little something. We may not see anything, but it's up in the air until probably late tomorrow night before they really determine what's coming. So just be aware of this, and if you happen to see an extra loaf of bread and you're one of those that like to have that extra bread, go ahead and get it. Just so you don't have to hurry back and get one later. But temperatures, and let me show you this of why not to be concerned for very long. As you look at this, we go to Saturday night, 36 for the low. And this Saturday night into Sunday morning is when it would happen. A high of 44, so it would melt. It's not low enough that night to do anything. Now, we'll get down to 29 on Sunday night, but that does not affect, it'll be gone by then. So whatever happens, it won't be around for very long. But it could make some messy conditions for a little while.
Now, yesterday you kind of briefly said something about 2 weeks from now, possible.
Yeah. And that's out of the forecast now.
Okay.
So, I jumped the gun on what was...
Well, I'm glad because ice is not a word I like to hear unless I'm putting it in my glass.
But everybody I talk to says, look to February, that late February, we could have some winter months still ahead of us, our winter weather.
Yeah, my mother last night was talking about the almanac, and she says that it said we would have a late winter, but a long, hard winter.
And that's what everybody's saying, that late February, March, don't underestimate and go, well, we had 80-degree weather during January and it's over. They're saying not quite.
So just cover all your bases, make sure everything's covered for the rest of the winter. Make sure you have plenty of gas. So.
Did Tina Collins have a birthday? Am I seeing that?
Mm-hmm.
I think that may be there. Somebody said happy birthday, Tina. So Bill said it. So we hope you have a wonderful birthday if it is.
Yes.
We'll scroll back up here in a minute and try to figure it out there. So let's see here. Other big news in Meridian, Mississippi last night. As we look at this, let me pull up my Facebook page so you can see exactly what happened last night. Here's what went on. We did have a robbery again last night. Mm. This was on Highway 39 North, directly across from the Toyota dealership. This happened around 7:30. And let me show you a picture. You're going, okay, well, I kind of know the area. But let's look at this. Right here is the store. Mm-hmm. And if you've been by it, and here's the official statement. I made a statement, and then the police sent in a statement a little later. MPD said at around 7:30, the Meridian Police Department responded to an armed robbery call at King City, which is located at 2935 Highway 39 North. A black male came in wearing all black, mask, pullover, pants, and shoes. Well, he was color-coded there. Just got it all going. Entered the store with a handgun and demanded the money from the clerk. He took an unknown amount and fled the scene on foot, possibly toward Azalea Park Apartments. If you know anything, it's under investigation. Mm-hmm. Hopefully today we will get a picture. Yeah. Maybe a camera got it, and we can put that out there from the police department that we got a picture of whoever it is.
I'm so tired of this mess. I mean,
That's 2 nights in a row.
Mm-hmm. And, makes you kind of wonder if it possibly could be connected.
Well, that was my first thought, Candace, because it's the same MO. Mm-hmm. A little after dark, they come in and rob. Mm. Fortunately, and I use that one strongly, no one's been hurt. Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yes, because you do hear about things going south quick.
Yes.
In instances like that, just like in that Burger King somewhere not long ago, that young girl. Even though they gave the money up, they still
$100 she lost her life, and we don't want any of that happening here by any means. And so it did. It was kind of quiet during the day yesterday, and then after dark is when that came about. We've got the same old regular things that go on, and of course, I don't know what it is. The homeless just really, really love the Old Bumpers location. They're constantly setting fires there and trying to keep warm.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time. I do not have the answer for the homeless problem here. I don't know. I understand people get cold. They need they're trying to warm up. They've even, a few weeks back, they set the fire inside of the store, of the Old Bumpers, inside of it. And of course, the fire department had to go put it out.
I wish there was some kind of a building, like a heated building where people like that could go, I mean, I don't know how all that works.
The Salvation Army takes a few, and you have to be there at a certain time. But
that's what I've heard, that there's not enough room in some places, It's
limited, I think.
But, I mean, the homeless or, who knows how they got that way? I don't know, but I just feel for people out in the freezing cold.
And and this is where it really, as an American, you go, I don't understand everything about our country. Yeah. You see our country giving millions and billions to other countries when we've got people here that need help. Mm-hmm. And it does make you scratch your head and go, well, why don't we start with our own people, our vets? There are homeless veterans that gave their all to our country, and they have nowhere to sleep at night. Again, I do not have the answer for that, but it is top of mind awareness for a lot of people of what to do.
I think there's more emphasis on people getting their feelings hurt.
Oh, it is right now.
Than there is actually caring about people, taking care of them, in this kind of sense like we're talking about. I mean, there's like veterans, that are homeless. And
what was the movie that Will Smith was in, to where him and his little boy was living in the homeless shelters, and he finally got the job on Wall Street, and the guy wanted to borrow his last $5, and he gives it to him, and that's all he had?
I remember the movie. I watched the movie, but I cannot remember the name of
that. Was really
good. It was good.
And it shows of somebody coming up and then working their way out of it. Not everybody can, but boy, he had a dream and went after it.
Right. Because there are people out there who really don't want to be there, and they're trying,
Denise made a good point there. They'll put illegals up in hotels, but Americans have to sleep on the streets.
Yeah.
It does make you scratch your head and go, why?
Well,
why, oh, why?
Yeah, and it's like yesterday I heard somebody, I can't remember where I heard it, but they were talking about it, and it makes a lot of sense. Letting people who are not citizens of our country vote. Mm-hmm. Then, you're really pretty much, they're citizens still of another country.
That's correct.
So you're letting another country determine
the outcome of our
election. And I don't think it's right at all. So anyway.
Maureen says that there's a homeless shelter at the Mount Barton Old School. I'm not aware of where that is, but hopefully they can take advantage of that. There's nothing worse. We all know just going to our car, walking. Yeah, how cold that is. I can't imagine having to. I remember I was in Nashville one time, and I walked out of the hotel, and it was probably 14 degrees when I walked out. And the vents that come up out of the ground, and they were all piled on that little vent there because it produced heat out of the ground. And you can't blame them.
And it's a bad situation because I feel like there's probably a lot of people out there that would love to help. But then, and that would probably, if they felt safe, would probably go and help do some things. But, you have
to have a screening process. You can't, this day and time, just step out your car because some bad folks out there. We all know that. So it is Tina's 53rd birthday, so we wish her a very happy birthday.
Yes.
If you've got one.
Have a great day.
Yeah, 53. Oh, I've got one of them coming up next month. Oh, my heavens.
How old are you going to be?
Oh, I think I'm going to be joining her club. I'll be 53 next year. I have no idea how this happened. I was just sitting here, and I was 27, and the next thing I know, I'm sitting by you, and I'm going to have a birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm blaming you for whatever happened here.
I can't believe I'll be 48 my next birthday. 48.
We can count the ring. No, I'm joking. Good morning to you. Already, 12 minutes after the 8 o'clock, we're going to tell you some more things that are going on across the state of Mississippi. So don't go anywhere. That's right around the corner. As we turn to focus on the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. If you hadn't ever shopped there, go in there today. They have just about anything that you're looking for. They've been there for years. The employees, you know them by name. If you're looking for pine straw for around your plants and all of this, as we get into cold weather, keeping your feet and your head and your socks all warm, they've got all of that for you, including if you need a pair of good overalls that are insulated, they've got those also. Jeans, if you need a pair of work pants, they got that for you. Color-coded there, too. You'll like those. Hats, need a good hat, they keep that. Plenty of blue jeans and vests. Anything, including the safety vests when you need them to be seen, where you got to stick out there to be safe. Work boots, it's the working man's place. You'll see them there. Georgia boots, they are some kind of comfortable. And anything to do with our deer season as we wind it down these last 15 to 20 days, they've got exactly what you need there. From taking care of all of your blinds to cameras, and of course we got corn. We've got that triple grip with the soybeans and peanuts and any attractant that you're looking for with that. Taking care of your horse and cattle, sweet feed, and a whole lot more. You'll find it for your pets as well. Guns, ammo, where? The Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Drop in and see them. Exit 151 off the interstate.
I was injured on my job and I applied for Social Security, but I got denied.
I thought that money belonged to me if I got hurt on the job. I just want to know how to get my money.
I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Let me go to work for you and get the money you deserve.
Richard Schwartz could do all that red tape, and now I'm approved and getting my benefits.
Call me, Richard Schwartz, and get the answers you need and the compensation you deserve. We know the law and we know how to help you.
And welcome back, Scotty Ray and Candace on this Thursday morning. I've about figured out my days of the week now that it's toward the end.
Yesterday was the longest. I could swear that was the longest day of the year. I'm telling you.
What went on in your world?
At 12:30, it seemed like it should be 4 o'clock to me when I was at work. I don't know why.
Was everybody telling you to go eat because your stomach was?
My stomach was growling actually, but no, I don't even think did I have lunch yesterday? I don't even know. But yeah, it was a long day for me.
I'm one of those, and there's probably more people like me to where if you skip lunch, you're good for about an hour or so, and then you reach a point to where you're really worthless.
Yeah.
I mean, with no energy, I can't think straight, and I might as well not be there with you if I haven't eaten.
I'm like that too, but then you think, well, gosh, it's not that long till like supper time. So I go ahead and eat lunch now and don't eat?
Oh, of course. Anytime you can get away with eating extra, do it.
I need to eat, like skip lunch and just eat early.
And I guess it's all trained. Like if you eat breakfast, you skip lunch, and then you have supper. And some people skip the breakfast, but
I usually don't get breakfast unless I get it on the run. So
it's hard to get. We mentioned yesterday that Tuesday night that a construction worker in Jackson, Mississippi, was involved in a cave-in. They were digging a trench, and it fell in on him. The name has been released. It was a 33-year-old man. Matthew Miller is his name. We pass along condolences to his family with that. There was more people in there, but they were able to scramble out.
That's so sad.
And let me say this. If you work in construction and you dig a hole and they don't have a trench box, don't go in. It's not worth your life. Dirt, it weighs a ton and will cave. If you've ever worked around this before, know this. And, a lot of companies in cities they don't fall under the OSHA thing. It's a little bit different for a city. But if you don't feel comfortable, don't go in there. Now, I can't guarantee what they'll do to you, but your life is a lot worth more than any little old dirt pile that they could have you working on.
Yeah.
Ain't worth it. Now, as always, we had the scam here in Lauderdale County a few weeks ago claiming that they were with the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department and you had to pay to get somebody out of jail. A new scam in the state of Mississippi is sweeping. This is south of us in the Hattiesburg area. I brought this up earlier this morning if you were watching. But they're doing a Mississippi power scam to where they call you up and they go, all right, we're supposed to turn your power off. If you don't pay us such and such amount, go get your debit card. The power company is not going to do that.
Yeah.
They just flip the button and it's off.
That's right.
You got to drive down there.
They don't give you any warning.
So make sure you pay it up, but they're not going to do it that way. So keep that in mind.
Your late notice is your warning.
Yeah. And that does happen. I don't know everything about this that I'm fixing to talk about, but the TV show Hometown, which is, and you had a chance to go tour it.
When we did the little field trip, we went on to downtown Laurel, and they have it's like a general store there. All kind of cute little things in there. I mean, candles and all. Well, there's a room in the back where they film their, it's like his wood shop, I think, and we got to watch them filming that day. And then we also rode through some neighborhoods just to see, the area and watch them. They were filming an episode at a house outside. So it was neat. Yeah, it's a neat place.
They're adding to this, and they're bringing 85 jobs to Laurel. That's pretty strong. They're going to start a manufacturing company, and, several people involved with it, but what they'll be doing is doing countertops and manufacturing operations that will employ 85 people. That's as they revitalize small towns and do this. I'm excited for this.
I am too, because it's a really neat little town. It's got a lot of character. It's really neat. I mean, I'd love to go back and take a little more time and visit a few more of the spots down there, but be a neat place to live, I think, too.
Now, I've only seen the billboards of them by the old truck there. I've never, to admit, never watched their show.
It's a good show. Have you ever seen I don't know if you have, if Angie's had it on, Fixer Upper with Chip and Joanna Gaines in Waco, Texas? They have Magnolia Farms.
Is this a flashlight on me?
Well, actually, I think they own the Magnolia Network now, which is all the little DIY.
Is his wife's hair long and dark?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Well, it kind of is the same concept.
Principle.
It's the same as that. They give a couple like 3 houses to choose from, and they'll choose one of the houses, and then they remodel the house for them. And of course, the couple pays for it and everything. But
I kept waiting up at night for Chuck Foose to come steal my Chevrolet truck and restore it for me, and he never showed up. I just felt like he was coming, and he never did. Let's see other things that are happening in the state. And I said this morning. I don't understand how, as Mississippians, you can go to the polls and vote and go, okay, it's all right for the state of Mississippi to allow medical marijuana. And then they go, we're taking that back. Even though you voted for it, we're not letting y'all do that.
yeah.
Now, there's another round of this headed back. A portion of this made it to the Senate. It will go to the full Senate vote now. But the likelihood of it making to the Mississippi Senate and the House is very slim. Even the governor is against the amount that you would be allowed to have. It's like 3 grams. And I guess, I don't know in marijuana world how much that is, but they're saying that's a lot.
Yeah.
So it probably will not happen and have to be redone and sent back up. So, But I have never fully understood how you could go to the polls and vote on it. And as a state, they said thumbs up, and that be taken away. Mm-hmm. And the Supreme Court done that in Mississippi. I'm at a loss for words.
Vote on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike the flag. I mean, we did get to vote on a new
but
kind,
it ended
you get
up
to vote
being
on keeping the old one or not.
But really and truly, it ended up being the same way. You voted on it, but then they took away what you voted on.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he said that you would vote on that, but nope, when he got down to it.
I don't know. I mean, I got mixed feelings about it. I think if it's used for medical purposes, the marijuana, I think that it should be okay. But, I feel like, will there be people to probably abuse that, and be getting somebody else's prescription? I'm sure, just like pain medicine, just like that. I'm sure there'll be abuse of it in some kind of way if it goes through. But I think if somebody needs it,
because I hear it helps.
Pain.
With
I've heard
the
Parkinson's
shake.
and stuff. I've heard that it really can help. So,
Les says that amount is 3.5 joints is what that is. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I have never touched any in my life. So,
I'm sure there's a lot of people against it, and there's a lot for it and stuff like that. But I think if it's voted on and it got voted in, I think they should honor that, because it didn't give you very much faith in the system.
Yeah, and that's where I come off of this. Whether you like something or not, if the entire state votes on it, then that's the way it should be. That's the majority of the people there. Yeah. They have arrested 3 people now in the murder of the rapper from Memphis. They're moving along with that, and hopefully they'll stand trial and get those. This, one of those COVID things of what are the rules. Young and the Restless. And I know that you're a big star of this. You'll be cutting hair during the day going, shh.
I have not seen it in years. But if it's even, I guess it is on. But.
The guy, Richard Burgi, do you pronounce that Burgi?
I guess so.
He had COVID. He thought that he stayed in quarantine long enough, and he comes back to the set. Well, according to the guidelines of Young and the Restless, you had to be quarantined for 10 days. He showed up to work after 5 days, thought he had covered it.
Well, I thought that was the new normal, 5 days.
But their policy was 10, and he lost his job over it. Now, will they reinstate him later? I don't know, but he did lose his job. Now, how they'll write him out of the script, I don't know. Maybe they'll kill him off some kind of a way.
I don't know what character he is, or I wouldn't even know the character probably because I haven't seen it in years, but there was General Hospital lost 2.
Yeah.
I think it was 2. That
it's
same way. Not the same way, but I think they didn't want to take the shot or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that back and forth, and we're already strained at this point. We're starting to see hospitals nationwide go, well, if you're not really, maybe you got it and you're a little sick, but if you put on a mask, we'll let you work because we ain't got nobody else.
It's like I heard somebody was talking, and it does make sense. I mean, if you are in the hospital and you need somebody to care for you, do you want somebody that's unvaccinated but well, or do you want somebody that's had the vaccine but is not well? I mean, really, who would you choose?
Yeah, whoever take care of me.
Yeah,
that ain't got it.
Right. I mean, so
we'll see.
Unless they have COVID positive people taking care of COVID positive.
Well, and that's what it's getting down to. Of they're saying if you've got it, come on into work, and that goes back to why fire them for not taking a shot and they were well.
Right. It's crazy.
A lot of head scratch. Boy, and here's some more of this back and forth stuff. Alec Baldwin. Mr. Personality, as we call him in America. The girl that made the ammo, that was in charge of the guns, is now saying that he skipped the class of safety about the guns. She held one, he didn't show up, and she's going, you're to blame now because you know what to do, you didn't come to my class. It's a lot of finger pointing. This ain't over.
This sounds like it's going to be a drawn-out thing.
Oh, it is. And he still has not given up his cell phone.
That's just crazy to me. I don't know what he would have on there that would make him not want to,
My wife's mean, and I don't like her. And he don't want that to come out. It could be numerous things on there. It could prove something, or he's got some text that he just don't want them to look at. Alec, get a burner phone.
Hopefully he wouldn't Epstein visitor.
I don't know anybody. He is not my favorite person. He's just got a bad attitude. Yeah. And I think he treats other people bad is why I don't care for him.
Yeah.
That's just me. Maybe y'all like him and think he's a great guy.
I always liked him in movies, but then when he started doing the little Donald Trump skits on Saturday Night Live, maybe one or two might have been funny, but then it kind of just like, you're just running into the ground, just kind of stop. But speaking of Epstein, we have information about the
Andrew has got that they're sounding the alarm all around the royals right now, because he's going to be facing sex assault charges in the United States now.
Yes.
Whoa. They did not want this. And this could uncover more than they want for the royal family. I think he is disgraced by all means. But as we all know, we don't know the half of the people that are involved in this case.
No, I really wish it would come out. I wish they would tell it, but
there's too many high-profile people with money that don't want it to come out, and they're blocking it. Mm-hmm. That's the real truth in America.
Well, some people, they'd probably name some people, and you'd go, I can see that.
Yeah.
But then they probably name some people, and you go, I would never in a million years thought that.
That's right.
Because there's people out there all the time like that.
Kim Carmichael was watching our governor, and I did miss his speech. She says that Tate says it was 11 joints that amount. And that
they would give.
Yeah, I guess that's excessive.
I mean,
depending on how often you had to take it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. I don't even know how all that does.
Yeah, goes, if you have Parkinson, does one take care of it for one day, and then you have to? It'd be like getting a refill at the medication count. I don't know. Someone would have to sit down with me and explain it to me, because I know absolutely zero about that subject.
I don't know about it either.
Linda Jane is saying it's a great day out in Giles, Mississippi. She's trying to hold. I think she's putting clothes out on the line there. You go, girl.
They might freeze.
Good morning. Let's see. Sandy Johnson watching this morning from Meridian, Mississippi. And let's see here. What else we got going on here from Philadelphia? Jenny McKay. How are you doing there?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Bill Reinhardt, good morning to you. I'm just going to tell everybody good morning that's on here.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can't read the full comments if they're a big, long one. But Christy Belt, good morning. She went down to Laurel, she said, last November.
I'm going to have to do that one day.
It's a neat place. It really is.
We do have some sad news here as we look to Los Angeles, California. A 27-year-old cop and his girlfriend were out looking at housing, where to rent. Mm-hmm. They were shot and killed. Awful. It's bad that we even have to report anything like that in America. Minding your own business, looking for a place to live.
Yeah.
That's bad there. Let's see some other things that USA Today, boy, they are really getting in this morning. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us don't. I've got a Twitter account and I post the weather on there, but I don't scan through Twitter a lot and read the stories. I just don't fool with it as much. But the USA Today is getting major backlash after posting a story claiming that, say the word for me because I'm going to
pedophilia.
Yeah, like pedophiles. Mm-hmm. That it's a misunderstood disease is the way they put the story. And
that it's determined in the womb. So before you're born, it's like built in you. This.
Well, it turns out
destined to do that. I guess it's crazy.
America didn't agree with them, and they jumped on them, and they have since deleted the tweet that stated all that. And what you've got to understand is what you read in the news in a lot of these places are people that have these odd beliefs with no way to back up their story. Now, sure, they'll quote something, but it's not really factual stuff.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that more and more. Major newspapers getting, maybe you call them liberal writers that lean outside of the box, that doesn't have the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Mm-hmm. We're seeing that nationwide, and it's brainwashing America. Because America's always had that thing, well, if you read it, it's in a newspaper, well, it's true. Or on the internet, it's true, I read it. That's not the case anymore.
Well,
do some studying of what you see out there.
There's a lot of that going on right now, though. I mean, from the administration of our president's office all the way down. I mean, it's like that. It's all one-sided, let's bash this side so you'll go for our side, and it's division, I heard somebody this morning call him Dividing Biden. So,
that's a good name. That's a real good name.
And I thought, that is a good name. So,
Let's see. Jan is up, and she's ready to get out by the pool, she says. She's ready for spring. Go, Jan.
Yeah, I need a little tan myself. I look a little.
You getting a little on the white side there?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a tan in a long time. So
I still got my farmer tan, and it's going to be okay. Yeah. Coming up, we've got more, and we're going to go into some things that have been said about the president. The poll numbers, what do they say? All that's up and coming, so don't go anywhere. It's what's going on around America, and we're going to share that with you next. So stay close. We'll be right back. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings. Florida strawberries, 1 pound bag, only $3.99. A 4-pack of fresh tomatoes, only $1.99. Green bell peppers, 89 cents each. Hunt's tomato ketchup, a 20-ounce bottle, only $1. Nabisco Nilla wafers, 11-ounce box, 2 for $6. And certified Angus beef chuck roast, only $4.99 a pound.
We're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. Did you tell me somebody was in a hot tub this morning watching?
Somebody says had coffee. Alina Clark had coffee in the hot tub watching the sunrise.
Well, that must be nice. You know, I've only been in a hot tub once in my life. We went to the Smoky Mountains, and I got in one of all them little jets. It was warm.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been in hot tubs before, and I mean they are like scalding hot water. But I don't know. You know how many other people, if they drain them every time, like if they have them at these cabins and clean them. Well, I mean, you know, they're just a cesspool for germs.
She's a germophobic.
I'm not talking about like yours at home and you're the only one that, you know, but you think about it.
You got the phobia.
I do.
You done caught it and you got it bad.
Yeah, I do.
I do. Who remembers the Hank Williams Jr. Video of all my rowdy friends are coming over tonight with a hot tub with all the girls? That's what I remember about hot tubs. It was pretty neat there.
Like I said, if you have your own personal one, that's great. But you go and you in a community one somewhere, not so good.
You're killing me. You're killing me. All right, let's go back in time today and go what happened in history today. 1929, this is what happened. He passed away in L.A. He had moved out there to get into the movies Wyatt Earp had. And they never actually filmed him in it, but he had written some stories. But Wyatt Earp passed away on this day. Real famous guy there, if you don't know who Wyatt is.
Mustache.
He was big.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why Kirk, what's his name in the movie, had it so big.
Kurt Russell,
if you remember that from Tombstone. That was a good one. This was a pretty girl in the day. She acted really crazy on what was the name of that? Seinfeld. Julia Dreyfus has a birthday today, born in 1961. She was a good actor.
Yeah, did you see the Seinfeld thing where she dances?
How'd you know I was just going to bring that up?
She stole my moves, Scotty Ray.
That was funny.
It was funny. And they're all looking at her like, does she have a condition? Like
that is probably her biggest watched scene. If you were to go, what happened in that? That's the episode.
Yeah.
And the bald-headed guy would have to be back to the swimming episode where he pulls down his shorts and the girl walks in and he goes,
yeah.
That would George?
Yeah.
That would have to be the one that was remembered from him. Also from Louisiana, one of our country singers having a birthday today. Who remembers Trace Atkins?
Yes.
He was here in Meridian a couple times. He's been in the Neshoba County Fair a lot. Born in 1962. I got a good friend that knows him real well, and they rode to high school together, and they were involved in a wreck going to high school together one morning.
Really?
Yeah, they both climbed out it, but he said, boy, we were banged up.
He is a very tall guy. I don't know how tall he is, but I've seen him like.
They had adjusted the microphone for Trace, and I had to walk up before he walked out, and I was leaning like this trying to talk. He's huge. His foot is about, at least that long.
Oh, gosh.
I wear a 12, and my boot does not even come anywhere near. It's like a 16 or so.
Well,
it's huge.
I saw the other day on Facebook, somebody was asking where they could get a size 17 shoe for their son.
That's a boat.
For a teenager, 17. Goodness gracious.
They had to be tall.
Yeah, I mean, you think so. Goodness. I didn't even know feet were that big.
That's huge.
Goodness.
Who remembers 1962 what the number one song was? Can you do it? Let me ask that before we show it.
I'm sure.
I want to watch. The Twist was the number one song with Chubby Checker on this date back in 62.
I think everybody did the Twist back then, don't you think? The dance.
Yeah. Now, it was recorded by a few others, but he really had the big hit with it there. He done great with it. Everybody remembers that. Come on, baby. Mm-hmm. Let's see. This was Dr. McDreamy, I think is what they called him.
Everybody was a mix something on there.
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey. He's been in a lot of other shows, though. 1966 when he was born. Did you watch the show enough to fall for him?
I did. I didn't fall for him or anything. No.
Okay.
I watched it. Now, my daughter, she is still an avid. My younger daughter, Grey's Anatomy, she's seen every episode probably, I don't know how many times, like over and over. But he was in a movie, and I never can remember the name, but he was in a movie where, and it was one of my favorite movies that he was in. He was kind of nerdy, and then he liked this real popular girl, and he cut her grass or something, and then he somehow or another became like involved with her, and she fixed him up to where he was more popular, and then he like abandoned all his little friends that he had. Do you remember that?
You're on a Hallmark movie, I think.
No, it wasn't a Hallmark movie. It was a good movie, though. It's an old one. It was before he became pretty big.
I've never seen that.
It was one of his earlier films.
So you think he's Clint Eastwood or him would be like the hot thing? Who's hotter?
I mean, Clint Eastwood to me would be.
All right. Just making sure.
I don't know about hot. I mean,
I think most women would call him hot. They did back in the day. He's like
handsome. I mean, yeah. I'm not somebody like hot saying person.
Brian Troy said Lewis McDonald is having a birthday today. We do hope it's a big one there for you.
Yes.
Let's see.
Birthday.
1968, and they told him, you don't need to do this. He goes, well, I'm going anyway. Y'all come on down and record the album. And it turned out to be probably one of his biggest ever. 1968, Johnny Cash walked in Folsom Prison, and they recorded the album. It happened just that way.
That's neat.
And if you ever watched the movie about him, and that did turn out to be a pretty good show.
Yeah.
I thought Joaquin can't do this, but he did. He played the part really well. Johnny and June, that was a big one there. And was it San Quentin that Johnny played? And in the audience was Merle Haggard. It would be Ronald Reagan that let him out, and he became what he is today. 1969, it would be a day that a young guy from Memphis walked into a studio and redone some recordings. It would be his last number one before his death. And we all remember that Elvis went in and recorded Suspicious Minds. It took him 10 days to record the entire album, and that would be his last number one. I was thinking, as I read that, Burning Love went number one, and that would have been after that. So that makes me go, I need to do some more fact checking on that. But I thought Burning Love went number one. I see my temperature. Moody Blue, wasn't that after that also?
I don't know. I wouldn't know when the things were number one and stuff. But I remember the Suspicious Minds song, though.
That was 69.
Can't Buy Me Love is the movie.
Can't
Thank y'all.
Can't Buy Me Love.
That's the name of that movie that Patrick Dempsey was in. An early movie.
I did see that 2 weeks vacation or 2 weeks notification that had the little British guy in it. That was cute. That ain't the exact name of it.
Yeah.
1971, what was the number one song? Wow. I like this. Charlie Pride was number one with Kissin' Angel Good Morning. Love her like the devil when you get back home. Let's see here. This guy, I watched him in all of those movies that were, well, you know what? No, he was in that. He was also in the pirate movies, but he was also with the bow and arrow.
Oh, Robin Hood.
No, the other one where they.
I don't know.
Where the troll with the ring there.
Oh, I didn't watch those, but I know what you're talking about.
It'll come to me. But Orlando Bloom.
He's married to Katy Perry, right? Or they're together and have a child.
Ooh, I couldn't tell you that.
Katy Perry, you know who?
Yeah, I know she is.
Yeah,
but I didn't know
are.
they were married.
Yeah, they have a child.
2 week notice, Betsy said. I was really warm on my title there, but that was a good show there. She ran his life.
I think that's who Katy Perry's with. I might be wrong on that because, the other day I had 2 or 3 things wrong.
We all do it. We all do it. Do you remember the soap opera Hobbits? Yeah, that episode, the Hobbits and all of them. What was the name of that? Lord of the Rings. That was it. He was in that.
That's odd. Like that little guy on there, that little weird-looking guy.
It was the ring greed that turned him into that, though, if you watched the show.
I don't know. I couldn't take it.
Because I'm not going to lie. I walked by the TV and Angie was watching it, and I made fun of her. I mean, I gave her a rough time, and I was standing there sipping a cup of coffee. And the next thing you know, I was sitting down going, oh, my gosh. I was glued. And it was like 4 of them. And it did have it was good versus evil is what the entire thing was about. And guess what happened in the end? Good one. Thank heavens. But it was a long, drawn-out thing. I enjoyed it. And they did something I've never seen with filming is they recorded them all back to back to back before any of them were released so that they wouldn't have to pay the actors more if the movies were a big success.
Oh, okay.
Smart. If you're the money man behind it there. As we go back to 1989, this would be the day that it ended. And I can just remember the name. I never watched the show, but Ryan's Hope ended today. If you were a big soap opera fan, you might remember that. It's gone with the wind.
Yeah, I remember it, but it was, I don't know how long it was on.
I don't either.
It was brief, I think, though. So
there was several of them. Bold and the Beautiful. Did that even make it?
It was on a good while, I think. I don't know. It wasn't one of the ones we watched. You know, my grandparents watched the ones on another channel or something.
History was made in 2015 as he did pass it. Now, I'll say this about this guy. In person, extremely nice. I can't say that I've ever met anybody nicer in person and had a conversation with him. Politically, me and him don't see eye to eye. But as a person, I guess I can say that he and I can agree to have differences. He sees things different than me in the world, but a nice person in person, Garth. And on this date, back in 2015, he surpassed Elvis by 1 gold record. Shocking. That boy sold a lot of CDs.
Yeah, he did.
I showed up in boots and earned your black tie fare.
I've seen him in concert.
And he does a fantastic show.
He always did. Yeah, he put on a good show.
The later concerts, I would hear from people that went to him said that if you were not a Obama supporter, you might not like the show as well. I didn't see any of those shows. I saw the early shows back in the 90s.
That Chris Gaines.
Yeah,
Chris. That just, I was like, what is he doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you trying to be somebody else? That's crazy.
That whole thing unraveled at the end as they were going to make the movie. It never happened. It was going to be a Chris Gaines movie, and that come apart, and the soundtrack come out, and it flopped.
It was just weird to me. Just weird.
Terry Shelton's all about some guiding light there. Bold and the Beautiful is still on.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I would have never thunk it. So thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that. See, we learn something every day together.
I have like 3 channels on TV that I really even watch. I mean, so.
PBS.
No, I watch Fox all the time.
Yeah, and that's
Bravo, the Bravo channel.
What do they got?
I mean, they got like the little reality shows. You know, if I feel like watching one of those, I'll flick it on there. But and then like the DIY channel, sometimes I watch that, and I don't know, whatever the channel is where they fix the houses up. I don't know what channel that is.
Curb Appeal.
I don't know. I like all those. I used to like the HGTV better when it had more of the do-it-yourself type stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I don't like watching people buy real estate.
Yeah. See, I don't like, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I don't like planting trees. I don't like nothing about it. And I certainly don't want to sit at home and watch somebody else do it when I don't want to do it at home myself. My wife runs me nuts enough about doing stuff like that out in the yard. I would have a single tree in our yard because it's easier to cut the grass. But no, let's plant flowers everywhere and take 2.5 hours, have to go around all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. But there's a lot of people that get into all that. But I stick more to MeTV. I like those kind of shows.
Yeah, MeTV, that is one of the ones, too, that we watch because we like watching all the old stuff.
But I'm going to be honest with you.
And they have a lot of stuff on there.
It's hard nowadays to get the remote and change the 6,800 channels that you got. The choices are unreal out there, and it has watered down the choices there. You know, back when we were all young, I think most people know all the TV shows we talk about because that's all you could get.
Yeah.
Now you can bring up a TV show that nobody's ever heard of because there's so many choices out there.
Now, at my house, we do MeTV when we go camping, but we don't have it at home.
Gotcha.
Because of DirecTV.
Yeah,
but
they don't have
we
it.
watch. That's all we watch when we go camping is MeTV.
There you go. So choices, and we appreciate you picking us to let us come up in your home.
Yes.
We do appreciate all that. As we turn to talk about Godwin Cleaning Services, spring is coming, and if you haven't got on a schedule to get your house done, talk to them. Ryan can help you out there. There's so many things that they do and clean. As we go through this, as we've talked before about getting your awnings clean.
Yes.
And this is soft washing. It's not going to damage them. Put it back to the way it is. They can do this residential, commercial at your home or your business, whichever way you want to do this. Cleaning solutions at work. It's real simple there. And they can get rid of all this rust. This happens over a period of time, and it gets on your house, makes it look awful. Even down to your power boxes. If you'll look at that, your air conditioner box is what that is. It can get rust on your brick. They can clean it up. As you go to the metal buildings, they'll clean it up, including windows. All this. Your shingle roofs, where you got asphalt, slate, all of this is cleared out. 253-8262 is the number to call. They'll make your roof look brand spanking new again after a cleaning. See that? And, of course, rock, any of this, brick, your sidewalks, and your parking area. See them at Godwin Cleaning Services, 601-253-8262.
I was returning from a visit with my family when my car was completely destroyed by a truck that ran a red light. I was unable to work, and I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
And welcome back, Scotty Ray and Candace, as we begin our Thursday, trying to get it good for you.
I know. Talking about planting things in the yard and stuff.
Yeah.
When do you plant like shrubs and bushes and stuff like that? I don't know. If y'all know, let me know.
Linda Jane says whenever you can get your husband to go dig the hole.
No, I don't want to plant something and then it die. I mean, I just
There
I wanna
really
plant
are
some.
certain times that you have to plant particular flowers, isn't it?
Yeah, there is certain times of the year. So certain times you cut things back. Like I think crepe myrtles are what, February?
Yeah. Do we still have that place, like the extension office that dealt with flowers and stuff that you could call and ask questions?
I don't know.
It seems like years ago that was a thing that we had. I could be wrong. Anyway, let's turn to, as we mentioned, Biden a few moments ago in the headlines today. Inflation is the worst in 40 years. It is the absolute, prices are out of hand. But the president goes to say that we're making progress, that it really is better than you think it is. Nobody else is believing him either. I don't believe him. You don't believe him. And as we turn to that, I got two different polls here. And I would think that if you were to take a poll in Mississippi and Alabama, that it would even be different than what these two polls say here. The first one, this is from Politico Morning Consult Survey. They're putting the president, his approval rating at 44%, with only 37 of Americans backing his filibuster. 66% of voters say the country is on the wrong track. Now, I believe that number. Now, let's look at the next poll. And again, these are just taken in different parts of the United States. This one is taken, where is this? The new Quinnipiac University. How do you say that?
I think that's good.
Quinnipiac University took this one. They put his approval rating at only 33%, saying 53% of all Americans disapprove of it, and 60% of Americans fear that the democracy is in danger of collapsing. What do you think?
I think his approval rate will be a lot lower than that.
I bet in the state of Mississippi and Alabama, it would be as low as 10%. Of course, we all know how these two states voted.
Yeah,
but
I don't think just in the South, though. I think there's people who voted for the man who regret voting for the man.
Yeah, these are other areas outside of the South.
I think it's a lot of, I would say lower than that for sure. But yeah, them wanting to kill the filibuster is just crazy to me.
And
because they used it how many times?
Oh, yeah.
Tons of times they used it, and we're all for it because it was benefiting them. And now, the Republicans are debating on some stuff, and they want to get rid of it. So.
And video has emerged in 2005 of Biden saying it's arrogance of power wanting to get rid of that. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth. America is a land of free. We need to make sure that it is left that way. We don't need politics changing the way votes are done.
Right.
It worries me, and I think there's a lot of other people that worry about this also. Now, on to the big story here. And you go, no, not again. That's the only way that I can look at this.
Not again, but also this should tell you something about the approval rate of the administration that's in there right now.
Well, break loose with what the headline is here.
Hillary versus Trump, the rematch in 2024, possibly.
That's what they're claiming.
Because we don't even 100% know for sure if Trump's going to run,
And that would put Kamala and him out of the race there. But
they could be in it, but,
as vice presidents or something else. But if you look at everything that she is doing, this really makes sense because she's been back out in the public once again, reading her speech.
That crazy speech, like that if she would have gotten president, that was her acceptance type thing, or speech to her mother.
She can't accept I lost.
I don't think she's kicking on all cylinders myself. I just don't think she's, when she was running the last time, don't you remember her collapsing and having all these weird episodes going on with her? And I'm like, but it looks like the Democrats might be pushing her for
because that's their only star.
Yeah. But I mean, that should tell you something about Kamala.
Yeah, it does. Tell us a lot.
Look like she has a little light at the end of the tunnel.
Hillary scares me. Let me say that out loud. That does scare me. I don't think she would win, but if we have another election to where you can mail in your vote, who knows what would happen? We'll watch that and let you know if she really does get closer to possibly seeking. Would this be third or fourth?
What times
that she's run? Is it third or fourth?
I don't know.
I almost lean toward.
She ran. I don't know.
Because one time she didn't even get past, and then somebody knows out there. How many times has Hillary officially ran for president? It's one time too many already.
Well, I think people are wanting change, and I don't think she's the change they're wanting.
No, she's not.
I think there needs to be a change for sure to get us back on the right track and going in a different direction. Back up instead of down.
We need our economy churning again.
Because this morning I heard too on the news that they were talking about the percent. It was 7% that everything was up right now to 7%. It was up 7% from last year. It was like 1.something% last year.
Yeah.
Was the rate
inflation.
Yeah. So
we got some mess on our hands, folks. So, and there's lots of folks making comments about the voting process there. It is scary. It really is. We'll see. Let's turn and talk about the precast group. And as we are in these months of tornadic activity between now and the end of May, we're right in the middle of it. And if you don't have a storm shelter, talk to the folks at the precast group. Don't wait. Talk to them. It's very affordable. If you've always wanted that sense of safety, they can describe it to you and bring it out and deliver it, set it up on your slab if you're building, or if you already got your home, they can put it outside, bolt it down, and it'll be there. It's weatherproof. They've got pictures they can show you of all of this, and you can sink them in the ground as well, whichever model that you like there. See them. They'll tell you more about it. It's Precast Group, located out on 145 South, 482-0003. Safety, that's what it's all about for you and your family. See them, they'll tell you all the details at the Precast Group. See them today, they'll help you.
I'm Janet from Jackson, Mississippi, and it took one call, that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. He got me $377,250.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. Another story that I saw, and this was in Seattle. As you have people that are just disturbed. Of course, they have canine officers, dogs. There was a naked guy going down the street, and the dog went after him, and he stabbed and killed the canine. And that's when the cops took him out. Because a canine officer is considered a cop.
Yes.
And the dog was killed, and they took him out also. So that was a story that was in Seattle. Do you remember this from the girl from Alabama that left Alabama and went over and joined up with ISIS?
Yeah.
She marries one of them, has a baby, maybe married 2 or 3 of them. I don't know how that worked. But now she wants to come back to the United States and become a citizen and let the baby come back. The Supreme Court said, we're not even hearing your case.
It says she married 3 jihadists.
3 of them. I guess you can marry multiple.
Well, I mean, so would she be leaving her child, even if she could have come back and become a U.S. citizen, would she be leaving her child behind? Because, I mean, they're considered, I don't even know, I watched a movie one time where it was like Sally Field, Not Without My Daughter.
Right.
And she actually had children in the United States, I think. She had them here, or in the movie, went back over there to visit, and she didn't have any rights to her child over there. So does the woman even have rights to bring her kids back here if she become a citizen? I wouldn't leave my kids. I would have never went in the first place.
They're not even going to hear it, so she's not coming back. She picked her, as they say, pick the bed that you lie in.
You made your bed and lay in it.
Yeah, she's got one to lay in there for sure. That's a mess.
Goodness.
If you're interested in Hunter Biden, and I don't think this is going to affect him at all, his ex-wife that he was married to for about 24 years, she's writing a book, and she's going to tell it all what he done to her. But as we all know, even the computer guy that had all the information about him and pictures didn't affect him.
Yeah.
So what's her story going to do? Probably nothing. They're, so to speak, untouchable. That's the way I see it there. Matt Gaetz, you and I talked about this a few weeks ago. Matt Gaetz.
It was everything's been kind of quiet.
Yeah, I thought it was over. Now, this doesn't mean that they've got anything on him, but they've got his ex-girlfriend to testify. She's going before a grand jury on these sex trafficking things that he's been accused of. She's going to speak. It doesn't mean that she'll give him any information, but it's the headline that leads you to believe that, well, maybe she does have something. But after you read into that, that's really all it says is she's going to testify.
Right.
We'll see what happens. Don't judge a book before it goes to trial, I guess is what I'm trying to say on that. He may be guilty.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. Oh, CNN back in the headlines. When we all grew up and it first came out, CNN was it when it come to news. CNN headline news.
Yeah.
Everybody believed them. Not so much anymore. From last year, January 13th, 1 year ago, their viewership is down 90% from 1 year. What does that tell you?
90%.
That's huge. Fox News has taken a bite out of them. I'm not sure what Newsmax has done. I kind of lost interest when the guy got up and walked out on Mike Lindell. And I hadn't gone back. Maybe you did. Maybe that didn't affect you. But I thought, I didn't watch him after that. That's my small thoughts on that.
Yeah, that's tacky and unprofessional to just get up and walk off.
Yeah, 90%. Do y'all remember the guy, the 15-year-old that raped the girl in the bathroom, those co-ed bathrooms? He was wearing a dress.
Yeah. He had done something before at a prior school, too.
The judge is giving this guy no jail time whatsoever. His parents begged for him not to get any, and that's what's happening. No jail time. He raped a girl. What does this tell you about our justice system in America? We've got some wrong people in the wrong places, I think. That's my thoughts. You may disagree with me, but if you... whatever sex it is that you rape, that ain't right. You crossed the line, whether you're above age or underage, and they're not going to do anything to him.
Yeah, I suspect that maybe they don't, but I suspect somebody else possibly will if he ever,
I'm just shocked. I'm shocked by this.
Crazy. Crazy. I don't understand the whole judicial system nowadays.
It's rocky, to say the least here. Eric Adams, who is the new mayor of New York, has demoted his brother after everybody was questioning what he was doing in his salary. He's been demoted to mayoral security. A $30,000 cut is what he got from the high position that he had. It was favoritism. We all know it. It happens every single day across America.
Yeah.
So that's not a shocker, but it is a headline this morning. So we're about out of time, Candace.
I cannot believe it's already time to say goodbye today.
You've got shrubs to go plant.
No, I don't have any shrubs. My husband, if he's watching, he's like, no, she don't. Yeah.
Men just don't like it for the most part.
Yeah.
Some do. We want to say thank you for dropping by and spending time with us. Maybe you learned a thing or two, and if you've got something that we need to know, inbox us. Let us know about it.
Yes, we always love hearing your comments or seeing your comments. And we can't wait to get back tomorrow, 8 a.m. sharp. Join us.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by